Enti na Copec buy. I mean, it is over time, no. There was in fear or buying what is here. There was in fear or more petrol, ever tongue is here. Nemo me the fear no. You bought one no at every petrol one hit the over a review because I am not the pizza. The who could not for station near book a good tango over 30 sana when you are not in the and yadia will have a cabin. Nemo will let even be able to serve the purpose here because this one got off work. No, the end can end the 200 cities now, dependent. I mean, the whole day, road driver. Menya tika kakra e bi tia rent bi ma me yire e no aduane ma ye ti wo fie na na be 100 within 2-3 hours at the time on na asa then the truck driver has not received maybe and money to west as other equity and don't think no ADAKABRI and the honorary members is more so for person at the end na meet me account that is so the intervention can make it be and for so I dear Magana for to be but Yakofon to Panu, numbers on the bar, they are kind of want to more. Now, sometimes I buy the things who I want to buy a big credit near boy as one man, there. The Yakoya demonstration over Kaya, Yakoya demonstration within the fire, don't require very much 20 penny acquired the bono over. If we are not generally for money acquired, who does the thing. And so, and in our buying for parliament, I got special petroleum tax. That brand didn't say M1 because they 17.5% ad valorem a born. Anytime I refine the record, no support. Now, and for quite in I could be. In fire, won't do me over. If you are more, you could come up by now buying as one more communicated. And you become yeah, done it, but in all of this, the Ghanaian athlete has received something much better than they would have. Media and competence. Anyone, and can to move and then no, but we know almost 2 months there at the Atembaba, Ghana for a woman food. And to no, to town and then go back there, the boy consul. Go there, into me by no more marketing in the answers because Ghana for any other separate from one I am them. Who blame me companies in the Momo every Aquania Bemona. Yatoka cry, ye dear near the train. I drink a cry, you see, Yano. They don't finance ministry. Some of the workers say, almost share. Not 2022 budget, almost young will be Magana for of I mean, it is a better in answer every day. When you are going to buy
it. Asempa se enye kasa tentene keke so bi kasa tentene toponko na watimi atintim krata na budget statement a ye de beba in November watimi de krata akwa finance minister na ususu se adesrede na o man mati begibre ne ye busa ade poti a wode yakọ na emu no ye nhya ase ade ne ba ya 2015 you can't say yendi regulatory petroleum sector. Emma akowie say price window every 14 days. Price window every 14 days. Yede prices e de breye. Cheye mu en.
Over my mention in a short way. Petrol price up until 2015, no, until 2015. Now we have a kind of budget, finance minister. Okay, kind of broke no about actually you better say 22 percent. These are you better the same terrorism, you better the same. What it meant because and buying an imported petrol, no, and the private importers no petrol, never no. The only one is a 2 cities and the air no. The offer not different as well about our buying it because a buyer I could determine product no more for the market. And see the Yakoba are buying that from certain prices. In fact, the regulation that the thing no. Are buying engine from coming to announce petrol prices. Now, only the forces of demand and supply is determined. Then a bonus cost record, a prepare your better so. Offer a GDP agent. Would be some better deregulation in practice. Indeed, a service happen for the year clear efficient no. I buy inside the I buy for the moment because and then a car not borrow go the dual sector because of under recovery and the forex differentials, no. And now buying any of the as far as petrol air petrol abeto air concern since 2015. The second leg, as to what I said, yeah, this why no over where a people flooding. Yeah, two more dear no nepo. Yeah, this one over the OMC say window de chair no omo na omo margin to be almost anka and the on prices. So sometimes the thinking of a lot of Ghanaians and there's a deregulation to move on and to move. I bind there where every move and never would need any subvention, subsidy, would need any under republic to be what would be Emma petroleum sector. However, over buying in the free prices and so on. Would be something 2015. Buying in the free price as well. The answer will be a big no. Buying enter from Emma, yeah, the bedroom, the bedroom.
Enti, Wamaima ena eswin. Wamaima enso edayaban. Na petroleum prices are ususuo senka aban ensese nensa ewo mu. Na wonkotu ahwe no. Aban sa eda ho ewom. Ehene fa ena betime hunu ba bia aban sa ewo petroleum prices mu.
Over. Me no work at petrol actually 30 Ghana to be a gallon. And not 12 cities the crown, you couldn't top. I could do 15 cities, you walk home to the and then a term 30 cities. Who may be that at the end, I contributed to petrol over the Indiana and then no. A dear mommy and son. Papa. The decline here, the other international market pricing, FOB prices. A year petrol. No, yet think him where we I got some diabetes Ghana and born here. And no, you what petrol live one cut. Now, Oko petrol now, baby, I will free no because for refinery, no said I need to man now, what about the city more. Baby, I will import here free no dollar now, bet here. But over someone, what mean $100 ever form? This is what on the city. Into the city to dollar, a forex interplay, no, a second most crucial factor. And no, and the second issue is determined in our bit here. The third and most significant of them, and they a poor are here buying so a day to and some me at one month. Our form. The other can be taxes and levies, and some industry margins. A crowd so station operators need to so at the better produce pump attendants, the car, a light bill, water bill, almost finance cost to be almost a one for setting up the stations, That margins, so ever taxes and levies is one. Now when you final price, our pump. And the mommy and saying,
and I say, anoma miensa ne fine.
The market price, petrol, and the second one, the forex, CD dollar exchange, because the product no you $1, you better one because Ghana, the currency, you city, won't meet and far dear the two market and so was on $1. Into a bar, the beton is city. You won't be no could see a supplier maybe $1 billion of up. They beton no. That a city there $1 billion no, maybe a 2 million Ghana city. And they are could see $1 million. The maybe no, not 1:2, no, I could do 1:2.2. What it means is that now many have 2.2 million Ghana cedis. Now they have $1 million to just supply. And it's still not the exchange. And so very, very crucial in determining here BDC for a setting of war at the end. Who we are buying also in separation. On the subsidy, on the under recovery, no. As one here, also the total no. Yeah, they are not a one and never be a more. You get what we do with them at export prices.
See, you tear the walk in here. I just said, no money, me and son. The decam, you know, external factors, and not the atosomy and son, Yankasa your own doing, internal factor. And okay.
Offer, my friend is at 1.5, 1.5. And never be a son. 1.5 of the 3, no, is within our control. 1.5 of the 3, no, it's completely out of our control. Yeah, out of our control, no, but the exchange, international market price. Ghana, we are a smaller country. GDP crowd the best 100. I'm Ghana. Here and come. Until we don't decide petrol for the world market price maybe at the home. Yeah, from crude and then $85 at the home. We can't change it. Yeah, from finished product and through 750, even in number 800, and also the whole you can't change it. First factor, no, they are completely out of control. Second factor, dollar to CD exchange, you know, forex. Over mechanics partial. Partial to the extent that only how much dollar Bank of Ghana has. I'll bet you are so national. Because our economy no largely import driven. Another economy you import it almost from shoes to belt to toothpick to any import to cars. Rice is why you import it. So we import more. And so the city dollar exchange is as good as the Bank of Ghana has said they are indicated dollar 1 billion be abefrem. It means that your dollar bear 1 billion. And the open dollar society be when money more yen. So that is 0.5. It is partially within our control, sometimes out of our control. See now what you know. Depreciation must be made at was why I would make a motion. And what I did not crack. Actually, when the dollar comes into the system, a dollar. But for the third factor, no, the remaining one now, absolutely within our control. In the ENRA, Nameka, also one of the African countries at this time, through the board cost now. Petrol, diesel, born to control, the amount for Asian. The Kabia, everything at that one, $230 million. So there's the amount for happening. Now, maybe that's a Libya. You can't say, my young call for the other mental night, says you fix it on the board. I'm a change that anybody will truck driver cannot sit and say that fix it for 2 years. I will see a petrol board. And in your solution mix, and although we know short term, and your medium, in our long term strategy. Won't mean apply medium to long term strategy, to the short term, and born upon the motor. Now, what we think from what we have seen here, over, yes, means the world market price, through the net, through $5. Ghana has no control. Yes, means finished product a minimum through 750 and then diesel on a number 740, 750. petrol $800 a metric no ultimate taco we see the no a bit depreciating whether you like it or not because we enter a very serious importation quota. Well, last quarter in December, firecrackers in the back, and more than imported and more cargo berry, you know, right in the back. We need to import at this season. In the season, no, comes under a lot of pressure. Here we are. Foreign companies don't know what happens to over. The fiscal year, no, around there, in the investors' profit, any investors' capital, there, I was on repatriating. Into the amount of dollar over moving out of Ghana last quarter, no, will put pressure on the city. City will be depreciating. You don't have control. The only thing I want control any taxes of us. The question is, should I attack some of the taxes at this point to give relief to Ghanaians? The answer, yeah, they come out finance ministry, no? Yes. Now, the best book across. And yet, an irresponsible yes, start buying emphasis to no mocha. There be. My sister, deputy energy minister, a year honorable the government. And the passing, honorable passing, MP, and so edge, said that buying taxes and that's why developmental projects are the taxes, no airport, no, a best of us. Of our member of the so, and said that cannot be the case, and that is not the case. Ghana, Yankupon had the Petro na a one cost to be brain, years to know. And then net exporter, Yan net importer. Net exporter to the extent that the year 2 Ghana put at the Acoton, Ewaman, Jasono. They are consuming the surplus. So we produce more than we actually consume as a country. Yeah, net exporter. In the petrol border, the moment a Ghana as a country, as a body corporate, we also gain many of better communications from Bank of Ghana. The second quarter alone for this year, a year between April and June, second quarter, windfall like a year because of petrol, the money around 67 to 73, 74 at the time or not. Windfall like a year was in excess of $89.1 million. What the quantity be more? A chemo 500 million or an 89.1 million, almost a Coca-Cola 90 million times 6 9,654 and I'm 540. You find it's 500 million. 1 quarter, and yet the whole year. And that quarter, the fuel price on the international market at most was $72, between 60 to 67. That was where it was. And $89 million windfall. What a third quarter windfall in Family. The third quarter, across the 80, no. What about there? May it's not a windfall, no. I'm going to bear $150 million. And I'll have to go. And he said, and no crying when you're 500 million, baby, because of something you didn't control. Through the board, you don't set it. But because our customer, not yet to Yakoton, Yam was one woman to know over. The Canada was short for the worker said, a finishing in a first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, final quarter. Would you ever move 2.2 billion? And to all the 1 billion be to hope for the next 3 months. A 2 hours the Ghana Poko Triano. What the moment to away. The Ghana can do on ye before from world market, the year 2 hours. Over this is something unrealistic. We should even have a conversation back and forth, especially with people in authority. It doesn't help. Who make it complete windfall at this time? Not because of BBI, But simply because yesterday you were records media yesterday on a daily basis, ecotom. And the Unya went for 2.2 billion, 2.4 billion. And the GPR treaty and the trot trot and the best insist. Ghana for media for almost everybody is going through one hardship or the other before. Petro Nanka last week for Yanka to be 200. And now quite on the 40 cities also. And your income may not be rising as fast as petrol bono air rising. So it puts a lot of pressure on people, especially commercial transport operators. If you have a auto or kakra, or the car could draw our package. This is our form now to and now the copy and but the truck driver there. City and of us, we see any this station now on the will. The petrol is why engine, it is what kind. So they consume more. What it means to them is that it hits them the most when you allow these increases to continue. Now, what should we do? We have to do 14%. And then we have to start 28% at the count. We can't do the more 42% at the count per liter. What multiplies are 42 no times 4.5 over what you one city 30%. And it's within 1 month. Yeah, average that's per gallon, no, about 1 city. The young is 30 cities. When the year started with about 20 cities per gallon, no, and then you took 30 cities at the pump. Yet the conversation and the defense from those who should probably be defending Menewo at this point, no, is that Abai in Ethica. Abai is making a lot more profit than it would have if crude prices were at $40 an hour. The budget says that in your 2021 budget, mentioned all those documents amount. Budget is $50.4 for a barrel of crude that we export, and then do 85 over. What it means is 50.4 not 85 or not $35 a barrel. And a wunya windfall to car now and now the car revenue makes it. So I think that those who at this point insist Trump can be other discussants about the can be abandoned taxes. They don't say this out of ignorance. They say it knowing very well that first of all, as a country, we also make something by way of additional revenue. As a but unfortunately, the taxes now are what within our control. Conveniently, who beside government appointees the VA and the persons in government, they will come and talk about taxes in vacuum as though the revenue is not interested. We are not making more than that revenue would have collected from petrol. Especially on the same petrol, yes, we have to be a cotton. They will still discuss the taxes as though that is the only revenue avenue buying the war. But I have demonstrated some of us. We have to have a mind of that. The government will still benefit in excess of 2.4 billion for this year alone, simply because petrol board cost for 1 billion be and someone for asking natural taxes in this one. Then yes, sure that anybody will say this with an ill motive or ill advice. But yeah, trying to put as a good man the over in this country, it won't come down again. Now, I want to people complain about, it will continue to go up. Over the document and the airport on 1 city, 2 cities, or simply because you have to petrol, you have to transport fare, cost of living and goods and services a war of money would also be caused that. Maybe they say a bit near home if and only if the political will is there. Say you have to spend over with all the dynamics at play. Now some would think that and then I speak for government. I was on a very rationalizing and different there. Over in 10 years' time, if it was of ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO the head president, And maybe I'm quit me I home baby. Now more cannot wine, yeah. You can't blame him because we are setting a dangerous precedent. The people are obey you can't want to do. The another person, but no, not to want to do. A drew even 50 cedis a gallon, not want to do. What do? I do things therefore the sake of public good, and economic alignment properly. My end, my home market to move and go increase everything within the economy every year. Now, yeah, and the making excuse and say, oh, I buy here. I buy it only as rich as the people are. If the people are poor, the government cannot even get the basic taxes to collect.
Yani Duncan Amwa or ye executive secretary at the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Kupek and na etwetwen enkomo. Ti yeti asam na si ye dia na fenwo no ye tu ni Ghana de kwa brochi koton ye toni a any finished product no so ye kokra de ba no ye tifri mu a de de kwa brochi ni ye nya more money than say ye kra esan de ba ye enti na say ye net exporter no.
Offer, at present consumption, Ghana on a daily, Oka, diesel, any sometimes kerosene, any other product, RFO, any HFO, we consume about 11.7 million liters. In standard barrels, in yes, was a few 100,000 barrels. In standard, a few 100,000. But we are putting out about 125 to 175,000 barrels daily. It is a yet to know one upon your consume here. Or some big service, a surplus. So it means that a bona air control is a positive thing for Ghana. Because after OPEC, and yes, Saudi Arabia and then the group, Oman, Qatar, for those countries no to go Venezuela, Ecuador. Because of economies near oil dependent, they have also decided that at this time, so move to go to the market. Now, a bono, as the Omonia, and they are so engaged in what you call the production cut, so that I'm going to be international because their economies largely depend on petrol, a bona, a one. So now that it's 85, their economies are doing good. Yes, we have to be a cotton. Yet, when it comes up at this point, the politician will want to conveniently avoid the conversation. Of our 2015-2016, December 22nd, Airbus, even 2014, special petroleum tax Airbus. The rationalization at the time, and they said the year 2 year 2 at the time, now as what they have drew bear $28. Now, I buy the projection of year for that year, for the year 2 was $54, which meant that I buy a budget say over 10 billion from the whole 2 for the year. Now, we make it half of it and now 10 billion because a bonus was 84. You know what the government did? Government did buy a or today, trot one because Momo the other swat mobile tax crunch Momayan. The other kind is VAT on petrol, Any other what is this person? A shame. Because not a swap so much. I remember very well that I could say, yeah, could do almost 11 to 76%. Any other tax kakra, everything because food swap in the abundance and open one. Over in 2021, system now 2015-2016, I inverted another balance after. They are buying so or no air 50.4 in the budget. They are missing their offer. They are buying 50.4. When they work as they do $85. Can anybody rationally say that the government is not over recovering and making a windfall? Ofa obedient mean any time come on. But Oko pass a yen tax on the store. Conveniently they will tell you that I buy that revenue, no. And the surplus na yen because international market e control. The patcho over and no revenue be there na.
Aye. Na almost say yet so a National Petroleum Authority energy minister ne di ka kae ansa na mo de beto so the stabilization be ye free so for a period of 60 days na numpo ekuwie say parliament is in recess na wo mo so na bitimi ahwe ama yate saade no eso enu nti ne da ho to nti whilst waiting say anke be parliament be reconvene na nka 60-day reduction no mo so mo de ba no atimi akiki in and it's a last window you shall see that what is 7 percentage point rise as I abekam. What do you make of sir conundrum?
Over as a country, we are not ready to help ourselves. No woman. Mebita, is it the government's intention to reduce hardship for Ghanaians at this time? If they give a yes answer, then there are things to be done. If the answer is also, you're not that Ghana for, I buy the obesity, I buy so 2 months. In the entry parliament, the bar, na parliament, I better 2 months. Over. I can say without equivocation, the MPA in the past, not long, just last year, that price stabilization, MPA had it within their remit. That almost means zero. That's price stabilization. They can zero it. There have been windows at zero from MPA. I am co-parliament. I am putting this on record. Just last year, Ora Hassan Tampuni to honor. There were times, and then the Kopubia, now, I was going to see approval of Accra. Over MPA zero, was zero that tax. So if we really want to zero that tax, the MPA has demonstrated in times past, not too long ago, that on their own, they could communicate with the petroleum service providers to go down on that. You been here for an extended period, maybe a bare half year and a full year. I agree that you should go to parliament. But the also opportunity for 2 months. And the parliament is not, then they approve there and 2 months. 2 months, and this one, then we go back. Not parliament. I mean, we should cut this. We should really cut this. And again, stabilization of 14% alone. At this time, petrol 60, 80%. No? So we 14, you still come back to about 60, 64. And that's what was wrong. There are a myriad of taxes that you tax here, even if it's for the 2 months. Of how many police in the amount quickly. You are known to consume about 360 million liters. I mean, sure, because of it about we get 360 million liters. 360 million year. 360 million year. Now, would by the way by okay. 360 billion times 46 percent. Don't remember. 360 million year. 360 million year times 0.46 over. The special petroleum tax no every so. Also maybe every so Amagana for 155 million. Over to they are 46 percent. And yet they no, they are 46 percent. Every so. Also maybe the better Ghana for 155 million Ghana cedi and $1. I am multiply 155 times 3 months, which is a quarter. And no yet less when I yet 46 now, a yet significant no. A less than 500 million Ghana cedi. Meanwhile, windfall na yenya no 2.4 billion. Inti assume say ye take a CN po a special petroleum tax no. Over the common finance is almost 76% in print. I mean 76 no so chiro. So almost 76% in now at current consumption rate. The whole 3 months, a quarter, 2 months, the whole 3 months, they are fine Ghana for 820 million Ghana cedis. What's the 820 million? Every 2.4 billion windfall now, over Uncle 1.6 billion Ghana cedis windfall profit. By a benya simply because of price increment on the international market. So, they are 76 no, and yet it's no. What is 76 in every month and then from 6.8 no to top now. You will come to about 6 minutes and I'm sure that will be something Ghanaians can manage. Accra towards the Christmas.
Dankaramwa, ma yen show. Sir, you take us a walk idea. Let us buy so better swa, obeti me at swa on moka. Lusu said, dear part of my buying. I can say one to so. I'm a Ghana for, and no demo say ye bread, ye humidity. Threat of say, ye better true, a ye lorry face me, ebe moin.
Of a air, minya pa woman. Minim wire, one person motivated me. Minya na either finance ministry and energy ministry, emergency. Now, almost storage no more can and now buying yes cover. They the calculator at Ghana for TV to go by near in Naya point. Then you will realize that even the almost to put by 76 no Ghana for to go extra no. What the special petroleum tax? What's here no? Now what's it that but we are the best to boiler tax, yeah, the best to say pollution. What's it as 10%? What do 56 or another over? What they try to say another 20% everywhere, which is the energy sector levy. Now, you have to count less than 6 months ago. No? So what's it rate? No, 76 no. Over what you would give to Ghanaian in 3 months, 3 good months, oh, is 820 million out of windfall of 2.4 billion. Now we are not. What you are giving Ghanaians is 1 billion.
Let us say, over to me in excess of 1.5 billion cross out to me at the 800 million no HR.
You still make at least 1.5 billion stop loss money while budgeting for.
The comment be na be say government no at some point it me the insuche. Government no at some point it me the 50% of electricity bill HA. I don't want me for petrol check.
Offer finance ministry. Na and come on we talk to na me a Japan. Bonko one of the thing. No more. The nipa no the tax never to so no. There was that tax really be good so near near the German no. And come on we talk to no also on you. Finance ministry. You see they are not even commenting. They won't even talk about it. The energy ministry for no, and the mistake was made all over the time, the years, no, is that energy ministry for no, but taxes are a function of finance ministry. Oh, here because 2015, 2016, the day, almost all the people to talk a the revenue and then one Ghana wants to see a quantity in here. Petrol, 1 liter for $1. And now for exchange, the highest on the market is about 6.2 and I'm yes, petrol and I'm 6.8. A liter to $1. That has been our benchmark for a long time. Yes, and so yes, this is where one expects the finance military. The almost engage their offer. What the young baby hall of the auditorium. Now, almost why I want to be in why I want to be. It is that simple. but they would never talk. They would want to hide behind the now over sorry no budget yeah yeah back when you offer yeah the memo akomo yeah input formulas are deriving and the account they give it it would help everybody if 7 I bind it they said they check 800 million for 3 months of a October into the whole one November December now the January for Amagana for what after 3 months no introduce those taxes if crude prices begin to go down. Over way and money.
It is transport operators carry out a threat. Say upiti say mia minu penyin na nakomia STC spending 2 million cedis every week on petroleum products. Na juma no airtwin say transport operators carry out their threat at to first more. Emma itimi enya effect on other price products. Na government na de ho abeji ana.
Over and you be and transport operators every single day. I feel we enter at year 2020, 2021. Petrol was selling at the pump at 4.67, and they come with 6.80.
Just 20 per 2 cedis
per liter. About 2 cedis per liter. What they call into gallon, I got 20 cedis and 80 was I, and the check with 30 cedis. I got 10 cedis. Over. So imagine, Obia Okita bar. Say you told you be our deco master deba or the Cotamale deba. They the best no. When you see the 10 gallons video, you stand on the it is a gallon beyond 10 cities are better so since January. A day only 10 gallons. Every day we also 100 cities. A supporting the operation. Petrol.
Nanka otu boss no free cran so okukumase a de nanka oto 1200 in and out no one trip no and then oto 1750 to move from a year 1200 at the aqua 1750 an extra 550 to do a return trip.
Not day. And last week, this year and nothing here. When I go to here, and as a kid could go for way bound. And as a and Coboa, even at the state operator, no, there's so much pressure on them because who or not the demand is going up. The board over that 820 way, no, I can't matter where we are. The who throw in a SPT is also a benefit you. Metro Man a benefit. Government cars are almost a step upon. You got to be more energy. They also stand to benefit. And yet, from but at least how they stabilize the Yamagana for so that the transport operators don't have to increase their fare. Omunya to move over. Na
ya no kura say fit January to present October no ya to petroleum products 13 times.
Over the window and the price changes no 13. But all sustained incremental sustained 9 different spots of increases in Kenya. We are no be share that information no. Different windows. Yeah, to cultural. If you are a net from Pakistan, it's from now to me from home. But open and to Monkwa, they are. This would be the 9th or the 10th one, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
And I see it here. Once it's also there. Now from January to date, you know, in terms of liters, you know, it's in excess of 2 cedis increment. Now, then in terms of gallons, you know, in excess of 10 cities near the Atoso.
Offer.
The way forward. And I present the way forward. Well, I have an every ahead it was.
Offer. Now, what about you know, a day? A better control.
Now, what you back on him, you know, a day anymore. the trajectory no ehwesoro oh
na the yet now na yeah the play politics and we crowd time one we time we the two tax we have to tax one over invariably the poor person now was a middle no or no the ordinary Ghanaian to be our no airport train na into open the car be for the and of our 50 na then can be a hand can then about 2-3 days no and then or last year the second day here over gonna and then the thing it's go and so we are not being sincere here they have said yeah health situation no said there will be about some $230 million over $230 million put my hair where you see the the 200 and then grab 1.2 billion
yes
into all the 230 and that is on no Kako 1.5 billion or they sort them out for us in another second country or they sort them out for us in 800 you know Ghana for us the transport operators would not even have to bother themselves going to increase prices. You so make rational argument and justify why I'm buying here taxes. Now tell me over. Maybe just come over ADAKABRI. Let me share my Gary. They compare 1,000 of I want to share my Gary. My Gary will be 2,000 over. And you get to be no.
Aye.
Abba.
Duncan Amwa, Executive Secretary, Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC. Yada was any petrol economics no. Na dia kanyina no was up with their mind.
Over. Best end the academic now so about here.
Go. That's it. Kingsley Amaliba Haruna, and I say Haruna Kingsley Amaliba of the NDC. Cumulatively, Yatutu Petroleum Products 9 times from January to date. And from January to date, Yatutum 9 times. And then in terms of liters, more than 2 cedis per liter from January to October. Then in terms of gallons, more than 10 cedis has been added on. And the trajectory is heading upwards. Haruna.
Over.
We can only afford to give out 820 million out of windfall of 2.4 billion cedis. I didn't answer Becca.
For me, that's it. My minchia na minchia will create on with my way. Minchia active party in Honorable Alhaji Sharif Abdul we neck member Minchia Baba Awie. Over Mr. Ronson member Petro and Son. I send me dika my Miss Mabako na fan kebi. On send the Indian mom law entrance exams or more demonstrate. Na akame se kruma yemfa no kre enye djuma. Enkrofo bi afa legal education said you e dey show mo. Mo yesa yem bi kwan na mo bi ma. Ne sentine mabu na wo kruma mo dey hyebre go to pray. Ensa ne born ne say
Samson Ladi aye ne se ba kan we so.
Mpacho de bi yon
Woni ni nyina na adwene ho.
Mpacho yon.
Okay.
Onu kwa mi hunu da.
E de asem ni di kan. Na no me ne da waka ene ne wo so kan bi ntie.
Wo say na e kan bi. Ofo no kwasem ne say enye wo mo call legal nkan so mo call LLB and I say o mo pe kwan yakọ makola akosua law ni nyina na mo person mo practice the law no ebi ehia e de abo mo ho ban ebi nso so ehia san say the hia da e wo ho na mpini si aboa na ne huhu na we na fu mi se mra na me nyame kwakosua bi awurade adoma next week ya me ko hye me de ase mi ese me be lawyer say me ko gina court di nkrofo asem we are me kotram baby adwen me ho na mom so bi sisiu na wunya lawyer frɛ me I will come and defend you ye madwuma me pese me be ku show me na me de no
sa chire mo bi
me pese me ye ne say wo de so bi ye onya asem na wo sika wo kwakofa lawyer na me ye lawyer nko ade afrɛ me asa me petro na me nko badi me bibia me ama ni free be twaje wo Because so ko
upese your hu JB Dankwa so ho.
Enye JB Dankwa asem. Over here.
JB Dankwa na kwa me nkruma hu ano afi de na odi tete tata writer no. No de akwatena wonyina bi ase wo chebia papam. Na ohewura mu papa no aboleta abra kwa me nkruma.
What there bro? Sometimes
odi asuma na yire ella down. Say one van go kwa me nkruma.
So person be train officer be train onyina ase there.
Be train onyina na se.
Exactly. So what for you on the more serious note, the legal education in this country needed serious reforms. And indeed, legal education system, no, like this time, under the leadership of Chief Justice Anin Yeboah. Before the elections. Before elections. Before elections. NDC, a People's Manifesto. In fact, you can Ghana for chain and a cordial monodie. And a Ghana for catch SM. Legal education, no. Ni emu pese mu yenie enti NDC se ba ban mu a mfanye adwuma asemo NDC ka NSM ohwa page 74 of NDC manifesto no they can say legal education rigorously reform and expand access to legal professional legal education and provide opportunities to all qualified LLB holders by granting accreditation to satisfy law faculties to undertake the professional law qualification courses. So, he said faculties are accredited to by Ghana Accreditation Board. No more to me LLB satisfied courses. No, Omunano can general legal counsel and more accreditation. No more to me running legal professional courses. No, in all those areas. Number two, you can be saying you better the review the legal education act. Review the legal profession act in consultation with stakeholders and established a council for legal education and training to accredit certified law faculties to run the professional law courses, subject to the oversight supervision of the council. And C, establish a faculty of law in the northern region to serve the northern sector. So you'll be our northern region. Now, person or a lawyer, and who hears of a faka, Abakumase, and also a bang Accra, either Ghana Law School or Gimpa to become a lawyer. Northern sector can equally get an accredited and satisfied law faculty. Can be serve northern sector.
When we are told to say under 60 lawyers are presently serving in the 5 northern regions.
60 lawyers.
Under 60.
Under 60.
Yes.
Fine. In fact, there are other issues. Primarily we are not dealing with legal education this afternoon. I won't hear me to this as number. Anything Ghana Mabuno Mutem ye. Any more law exams are fairly moon indeed. And this can't say
I'm failing, yeah, not say failing.
You're failing because only reasons for Muja so make the legal general legal council as a Ghana School of Law. Reasons for Mode by and say now tie million more exams na ya feel omuna. Omo some can say ebia observe fan say course paper or training 2 sections. Section A, section B. Nina say can mass of me in abomu also to me 50%. Omo treasure am sini wie ya asomo be kai ni say this a 50% in all the sections, but that wasn't the issue initial agreement omo student no koye so and it was the basis of mujina so at the failing kwala no this is not what you told us. The reasons are now say initial position mo adopted which we all agree before your TSA exams and say you have 50% of paper na be pass mark. So why do you come later and give her these reasons? In fact, there is a claim. I think my senior brother, Honorable Roxanne Dafiamepo, have taken the matter up. They have smuggled 20 people, students, into the Ghana Law School. A bidding cramp any professional legal education.
A protocol.
So, and a bidding cramp no. 1 month, that's the law entrance exams. In any case, protocol cramp no. Don't you have to go through the normal channel or to possess the requisite qualification to get it. And the willful and deliberate attempt, in fact, and the promulgation of same, to make the legal education of this country a bourgeoisie and the latest club, devoid of Nkrofomu free Makura dancing dromasa, and no free Bonkurigul, Garu Tempane, Kwekura, and those places. Say deny on the access to legal education in this country. No, I think that is very unfair. Now, see, building equal society with equal opportunity for every Ghanaian there. We need to have a look at it.
What do you want to see done?
This is what I will call on every Ghanaian youth who will listen to me this afternoon. Say, don't be despaired. Don't be worried. Don't lose hope. Continue to join us and let's fight and make sure NDC come back to power. When we come back to power, we will open the access to legal education for qualified students to be able to get access to become a lawyers in this country and to use the law to do whatever they want to do with their lives. So we can't continue where we are.
What do you propose to do with petroleum prices are skyrocketing?
Over. Petroleum products are skyrocketing. First of all, at the time on the NDC, you felt in 2016, January 7th, 2017, President Mahama at the end of Juma in Abba in the now all Dani Akufrano, I shall Mampini Akufado, and same say Ghana Mampinino. Dedi Kanana, ye NDC for near Reshimu Oba. He continued the policies and programs NDC started. No, we didn't expect him or have any hope say Oba to Aswaye. But we expected him to take his oath of office serious and to ensure that and some original sim PSO kaye a boy who do our share and some who do our kaye and in your crucial goon cratasso and the two Ghana phone him say some more to Abamamia say Ghana man penny number J a cognacassian transfer. Juma Masha Boss and Maye Namidia pre ye dear and consoling can cramamono Medibaya Juma. We expected him to do that and to take the oath of office in serious. But unfortunately, President Akufo-Addo have proven consistently say, on ye prepared, sending some more kind or the Bay Juma. Now, in Pokran, what chest on your quaffo. On your penny of Ginny ye, on your penny or cast somewhere, or between the Juma. But you see, the money who say, the Democrats need an age idea about also trust. Because citizens never lose trust in our democratic process. Now, more confidence in the political establishment, and when out, then we are in trouble. We are in trouble. This can lead us to a state of anarchy. Because senior one, Mr. Moa Edin Komano Kano, the government is as rich as its own people. In Tabribiano, and Penny say, as well when you say, no, you know, and we plenty, and I hear no maybe near cheap break. You recall, the MPP have been very, very consistent when it comes to playing with the psyche and the mind of the Ghanaian populace. And indeed, they say one thing in opposition, and when they come to government, they do a different thing. As someone of my opinion, in fact, my year post to be quite a yamashime. Gabi watching that come edit to the Twitter handle say, petrol buy cheap to sell pure water, Chroma. That was 2016. Now for a boy saying, there was, I think, 14 cities or 16 cities at the time on the NDC before Ben. There were other taxes that we introduced, fine. For instance, like ESLA. Yeah, the ESLA buy MPP forecast ESLA a nuisance tax. Now ESLA a nuisance tax number may year free. Then we hear campus NDC buy the ESLA de beba. But we introduced the ESLA as a result of accumulation of previous data banya babe terminano woman tia. That governance aye continuous until about President Mahama. No so no. So the way you say you bibi. So they be you betimi deal with a car a die energy sector wa. E brand brano no. Sa kan nti yentimi nya sika emfa mbo. Sa hwe no ho bra. Na eden kania dundum eba na gu nwuma na say amanfo dada ko badi no mustra musam no. You betimi aso ano. Ne ko fa ESLA buy. The idea of ESLA, as introduced in Parliament by the government then, was that Ghana for better ESLA for only 5 years. Is it 2016, somewhere to 2020 or 2019 thereabout? But MPP are buying better now. In fact, contrary to their promise to scrap ESLA, on by one scrap the ESLA no are incorporating into an SPV. No more the koji Bosnia. I think $2.5 billion. Omo de betwe monum. And wechi omo say ESLA na free 5 years ago for betua no omo de 15 years. And so wha omo say to ESLA no by 40%. Ese so mo tum nti omo de enimu 20% e de be share fuel boom. No say Ghana for etua fuel. Etua ebo no through etua high cost of fuel through the ESLA. Now, the other component of tax on what they are bad, and nuisance tax, say they can no. A big any baller tax, for example, COVID tax, the COVID recovery levies, NHIL levy, and all those levies on Modiaba.
Such levies
at the moment
significant, Anna.
Very significant. Over. Penny say Tietia na boy hina what? Right? Adene nkete no, a little drops of water makes the mighty ocean. So, the little accumulation of taxes now they have to know. Imagine since Abraham no say, you were no less than approximately 10 component of taxes on the fuel product alone. That 10 component of taxes, at least so we buy 3 or 4 component free soa and reduce the cost nana. Imagine to bring the cost down. But the government is not prepared to do that. Why is the government not prepared to do that? Over him. It doesn't matter near NDC for Becca. It doesn't matter near Ghana for Becca. It doesn't matter the expert be like Mr. Amo on the Kasa no Becca. A binary sin both say fuel born on tis on the onti so no so the Becca no the Becca. You know why?
Tell us.
At the moment as we speak, Ghana is sika yeji na yet to yeji and everything. Okani na bomwa. And you're 100, you're the 128%. So you're salary of workers. You're compensations. You're kaunsi who area sikanasa. Any hobium. There is no money. I don't think Sabai be free SHSA o here sika. Abai be kwanya o here sika. Abai the Nshube come village adanse gromisa o here sika. Abai bema assembly assistant yure okromwa o here sika. Where is government going to get those monies? And Sabre, I don't think that any prudent government the only thing about it is that you try to come out from that hole, but you don't dig deeper. Unfortunately, I they are not prepared to lift themselves out of the economic quagmire and the mismanagement almost sinking the economy into. They are not prepared to lift themselves out of it. But rather, no, they are not doing worse things that is impoverishing the Ghanaian masses. At the moment, it was very expected and say measures are buying take here in the first time no. I don't show never know. Because Krumha away. Now your companies who Krumha. Almost your corporate income tax am I buying and I'm a boy. That's how government generate money in this country. Corporate income tax. So we corporate income tax if you are. It's all for the ADAKABRI ethical switchy. Bosume swa na management atua oka. Management atua oka na ya TBB kakra say your friend personal income tax and I'm a boy. Then so kwa ban ho. Afen so tolls are buying ye betua fines a free court eba ene petrol ebe kwa koto no dwaman so ene sa nyoma no ene na boa ma abanye sika. But mainly the workers salary na say the income tax of private and public sector workers played a significant role in government or to say revenue mobilization and generation. Ubetina kunyaso. Without the fault of anyone, banks are never kroma. Banking and non-banking financial institutions. Over 437 thousands and thousands of Ghanaian workers they have become unemployed. They have become redundant hands. Are they going to work for government to generate money from them? No. Companies are now those banks na nankomo. And so at the end of the day, your corporate income tax ama bino almost so mogunu. You'll be a friend indirect tax. Indirect tax is saying. So what up your water or what your tax? So what tiro or what your tax? What are the saying? Any other commodity in the market be na obeton what your tax also. Yen you animal galamse fua, make kind of small scale miners as they want us to use the word. Small scale miners no more juma in the hinterlands. Well accredited and certified small scale miners no more juma. They have thousands and thousands of workers. Our monsoon so more to gold, no more to no sika. Mountain and the another week in the swa, omoba chrome ebeton yoma. Omoba chrome ebeton yoma ni nano. Businessmen and sika. I dread the 4 miko kwanso ebantem. Omo confirm no ba port omo tua duties am buying. So government revenue basket was too wide. A government can raise money from multiple sources. Ubetina shoyi because of the doctrine of party here sikenti. Why ye no free wagunu. Mane Ghana minkanen millions of Ghanaian youth from more the hinterland whose lives depend, or their livelihoods depend on the gold industry. That's a small scale man industry, no. And then we now motivate. How do you expect the people to survive? So government revenue outlet have been narrowed to the extent that they have to look at different areas to generate money. And the only area make my generation is just through the cheap way, the petrol generation, or the petrol product. Here is the government opposition. Promise here say, they are going to move the country from taxation to production. Production one village, or they say one village, one dam. And then put the announcement on Cabium, because it has become a fiasco. Among some minister, I want to call to how a Kumsin, have a catch and say they are not building any meaningful dams. Into a meaningful dam, Ukruma. That settles the matter. One district, one factory. How many factories are Bana created to Ukruma? And how many of those factories now employ Ghana for? In fact, I think we reduce the import bill as a country. How many of them? On product to send the whole market. And then because of one district, one factory, the team produce, for instance, tiles. And as I'm fan and say, in fact, say rice crampoa. The team be rice product processing plant to be or any of the hinterlands are producing enough rice. I team generate sufficient local rice for the market. I team reduce the right importation bill. Has the government done that? No. So we share a new war your import bill so I consume your sika pa. So we or the same poultry product, any oil product, any some new man getting sell rice mona. And then they consume your sikapa because they import some new money from on the eba kruma. It is come pim dollars okay eba kruma. What has the government done to reduce that? The chicken product, make us say the Ghanaian poultry farming industry na go. Yenya brompo wafa dokunumpo yenya bi ni yenya do confiding ko krom say e wo say poultry farm say omu yenya bi we. So the government have completely done nothing. Okay. Meanwhile, Maboka over 220 billion Ghana cedis. So far, I'm not saying a camina no me money. Etio man pene kufadu me busa o wie wafa. Ma me kwani musa o to na me fancy. What time Ghana mabunu shabre sabio. And I should done tem no atana so a. And mabunu yenye ni da so no man kwa na ko na chido. O da na jo tumi da na. Mama Rebecca. Mrs. Samina Baumia, Mon Canson, Pamugu Kunumasum, Common Soda Yapa, no Munyanuma, a bessa, or minus Sebena, Ghana for Yabrepa, Apa, over.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Efira, me mwachio Efira. Yes on. Machio Efira. Efira me chia wonye so. Hey, Ewra, enfase ma msu. Wati? E ba force chia me. Mo yem no. Won so pepe. Hey, oh, wa fi. We dia me pese oni Efira bekon. Efira we dia ye kwa sori abo. Ewrade. Momo kwa sori. Ye pompaye. Ewrade ka soro ho a. Wati? E be se wo ba hwa wa kraba kumpo wunya. Onipa da sene timi koto this way chocolate drink. No ne yire ne mma edi nsuo hie twabia nom anopa. No wi a wasade bia hye fridge mu. Wo mako school pon a wasan ba be yia nom. Enu mpore se ne nka ne twaso mu pa ende ye rekore. Ne fie wura beti ha. Anopa dio, ewia dio, enumre dia mo no makodeo. Mo mame. Na mu wi a ma soro akotra so ndem se ye kosum ya. Mesi na dia ya late nso me yanki kabinje fiera ya wi aya kwasere body fashion ke efiera wuti fia say light bi no water bi ba wuntua bi wo sika na fa koto this way chocolate drink na ba nom ka hwe me catch you play fa Said this way chocolate drink no. Metumi to be pa na so na me some hwe what. E de me hia ni nsuohie. Na nsuohie so me ntoi. Se me bufu a betumi to bag mu a what?
Yeah, fiewura we nkwa de ma abunfu.
E fiewura fi de ya bro ma abunfu bi.
Munyam sumponie. Munyam sumponie. Na mo ba ya trimodefo.
FDA anhwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye ato se eye.
Utie oha ekchi ponkno. Needs FM. Utie oha ekchi ponkno. Needs FM.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Fiewura, me mochi o fiewura. Yes on.
Machi o efiewura. Efiewura me chia wonye so.
Hey, ewura, enfase ma me so. What? I by force search ya me. Mo yam no.
Won so pepe.
Hey, oh, wa fi, we dia me pesa oni fiewura bekon. Fiewura we dia ye kwa sori abo.
Ewurade. Mo kwa sori.
Ye papa ye.
Ewurade ka soro hwa. What? E be say wo ba hwa wa kraba kumpo wunya. Onipa da sane timi koto this way chocolate drink. No ne yire ne mma edi nsuohie twabia nom anopa. No wi a wasade bia hye fridge mu. Wo mako school pon a wasan ba be yia nom. Enu mpore se ne nka ne twaso mu pa ende ye rekore. Na fiewura beti ha. Anopa dio, ewia dio, enumre dia mo no makodeo. Mo mame. Na mu wi a ma sora akotra so ndem se ye kosum ya.
Mesi na dia ya late nso me yanke kabinje efiewura ye wi a yakosere body fa. Ke efiewura wuti fia se light bill no water bill ba wunchia bi. Wo bo asa sika na ne fa koto this way chocolate drink na ba nom.
Hwe me catch you play fa. Said this way chocolate drink no. Metumi to be pa na so na me some hwe what. E de me hia ne nsuohie. Na nsuohie so me ntoi. Se me bufu a betumi to bag mu a what?
Yeah, fiewura we nkwa de ma abunfu.
Efiewura fi de ya bro ma abunfu bi.
Munyam sumponie. Munyam sumponie. Na mo ba ya trimodefo.
FDA anhwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye ato se eye.
Utie oha ekchi ponkno. Needs FM.
Neat 100.9 FM so any. Na ene Wednesday October 20 2021. Na Haruna Maliba and Wababi Drew Hasi. Na I was Adam Abdul Rahman Sabo Ebekan Hoso no intimate in Rohasi. Ma yahwe fuel issues no area messages kakra ho yabekin kan. But before then, John Dramani Mahama, thank you to all in the water region. Now he's charging first. He talked about the media. The media is quiet. The embassy can be fan and other than Kufuado and the government failings. Now he goes further to talk about the National House of Chiefs. That one was command
100.9.
Dear na Emma or Canisa. Yanking can messages kakra ewa hasi na fi no yemra. I say good afternoon, ADAKABRI. As I'm enjoying the show live inside Queensland with Mama Lou or Camberwell. Because we are going to our Adjua Road. Prince Sandra Kofi Omo Queensbury. Na Akosia Champion Cancer Green and Owo. Bogaruni and so Enfield. Na Cranting our Waltham Stool. And Patrick Osajifo our meeting kings. Say God bless you, ADAKABRI, for dedicated service for God and country. Master P. Also to us. I say the mischief by the NDC panelists in the studio is too much. Just a couple of days, President opened a lubricant oil company in Gumwa, Akochi. Aren't it going to reduce the unemployment situation in the country and boost local economy? Master P. And Ubusa, you know. I say, well, Wafa, tell the NDC the campaign time is over. MPP government is still doing the social intervention agenda one by one. Ebo, Tema, Anna, Odiwe, Efribaye. Farm freedom. Billy Hu from Anyako. Also, for good afternoon. Over MPP and NDC cannot take us to the promised land. All of them have disappointed us, especially Nana and also the Baye. Mustafa, Lower Manyakrobo, and Odi Fribaye. Also, the Renado Dr. Baumia government had overburdened the Ghanaian citizens with hardship, forgetting their campaign promises. And also Edi Baye. Also, Mr. Host, why Ghana use dollar, not cities change cities into dollar and use? I'm saying oil and some na hono kika. I say, ADAKABRI, I'm highly disappointed in you for saying that taking loans to build hospitals are not appropriate. Why, ADAKABRI? Can't we use those hospitals' revenues to pay the loans and then the nurses and the doctors? So does that mean all those hospitals should still remain in the bushes, right? Suleiman Kweno, Ena Ode Ebaye. I say, hi, ADAKABRI. The finance minister said government works are full. And what about the false works? How about those who apply for the online recruitment? Amufa from Kwashiman, Ena Ode Freya, Ode Ebaye. I say, the most unthinkable, unbelievable, untouchable, unpredictable, Osiyuma ADAKABRI and Kwabramafo. In fact, your suggestions for Mother Ghana is on point. Surely, Ghana will change like South Korea. And Odinchiama Howard Kumsen. Also, let's all be industrious and diligent and hardworking. One day, our generation will burst into laughter. Stay blessed. Interzone, Kazua, Obom Road, and Interzone Community for Omode Ebaye. I say, good afternoon, ADAKABRI. You are indeed the king of the airwaves. This is real broadcast talent. You always enlighten listeners on very pertinent and crucial issues confronting us in this nation. Please keep it up. Ata ote, Kwalibu, and Odi Freya, Ode Ebaye. I say, watching you from Kintampo, Mansie. Please tell the president, people of Kintampo, Mansie are now suffering because of bad road network and many more. Yagulumpe, Anna Ode Ebaye. Now, the only solution for this ever increasing unemployment among the youth is this. Our leaders should make agriculture attractive. Alex, Cape Coast, Anna Ode Fribaye. I say, thank you very, very much, ADAKABRI, for correcting your guest about how investment should go. We need more of these explanations than the indirect propaganda being made by your guest. Asariba Tema, Anna Ode Fribaye. Wafa, good afternoon. I'm very, very sad. God be our helper. The annoying thing is, if you go to them, the GBK, they will tell you stories. Babylons from Junior ADAKABRI, Odoko official town, Anna Ode Freya, Ode Ebaye. Hi, ADAKABRI. I greet you and your team. Wafa, kindly forward my appeal to HE President Akufo-Addo to reduce the unemployment situation. He must turn his focus on agriculture sector more seriously than what we are seeing now. The value chain are such that millions of jobs are going to be created for the youth and old, male and female, graduate and non-graduate, professional and unprofessional. Jobs start from the farm, harvesting, processing, to finished products, packaging, storage, marketing, distribution to final consumer will employ millions. Aside the job opportunities, the revenue from the taxes and foreign exchange are a lot for developmental projects. Government must invest in commercial farms solely or in partnership with private sector in oil palm, cashew, nutmeg, cocoa, rice, and all the grains and cereals, poultry, cotton, etc. These are possible ventures to go into seriously. Without vigorous initiatives in all agriculture, produce for local consumption, and export for foreign exchange, Ghana beyond aid is just a rhetoric. Michael Ashalaga. Right. Harun Amaniba,
Over.
John Dramani Mahama appears to be like blaming everybody. Media, Mumpata Mukan Kufuado Asem, Nananum, House of Chiefs, Mumpata Mukan Kufuado Asem. Tovadis. What's missing?
Over with us, first of all, Ghana is practicing an environment of media pluralism. And apart from GBC and its affiliates, it appears that a lot of media, the Ghanaian media space is dominated by the private media. And the private media also have their audience. And given the large number of people they reach out to, it is expected, say, the core function of the media exercised now devoid of bias, so to speak, because the media informs and educates the people and also holds the political establishment accountable to the citizens. It appears that the aggression and the swiftness and also the seriousness of the Ghanaian media landscape at the tenure of NDC government, particularly under President Mahama time, immediately after the collapse of that regime in 2017, in January 7th, the strength and the alacrity with which the Ghanaian media under that regime also came to an end. And it appears that the media had an agenda just to see to it, say, Mahama, Ebifra Bem, going forward, we will recall to our show watching from far. On, I think, 28th of October 2016, 2 months to the elections, Mahama granted an interview to Ovation magazine, and he decried that the media cabal, the Ghanaian media cabal, is blocking his achievement. If you look at that statement from a multifaceted perspective, you will appreciate and understand it relative to a Nyoma ecosystem here. For instance, the media made the issue of corruption a very major issue at that time, to the extent that some media practitioners were engaging in a fishing expedition of corruption issues, where those matters did not even exist. Also, at the time where a Ghanaian court ordered for a judgment debt to be paid to Wyoming, the issue were distorted, twisted, and misrepresented to appear that indeed NDC4 and NDC Abano Efa Kweti Kwamiso no time Ghana Sika de Koma Wyoming and almost like Chom Koma Wyoming Koche. These are some of the distortions. Despite media, Fabien Sefaka, Chairman General, or the Toronto say 200 senior high schools are Mahama Shebosa Ubesino. You follow up to see whether or not the government is fulfilling that promise. Interestingly, Omampeni Akufo-Addo, or then candidate Akufo-Addo led by MPP, Ekano UDS Nyampala campus, so Obetra Kunyaswa, or the 18 months, basically 350 senior high schools from the scratch. We are Mahamadiano. Now we're converting Mahamadiano campus into boarding houses to facilitate the easier implementation of free SHS policy, at the same time accommodating students without any problem. Have we seen that? No. And Yebia, can Chairman General follow up and tell us how many senior high schools or Mampini Kufuado can say, or best in 18 months, no? What see? And that's what we see. No see swa. Yamagana for Huana. Let's put that aside. Under President Mahama time, there was a true practice of democracy. Peace Council, for instance, no more come every now and then, Japani Antofom or Mekasa. Ubekaya, the issue of this Gitmo 2 about Krumha, Catholic Bishop Conference, a issue statement. After President Mahama have made an appeal, say, oh, like, for the sake of compassion, let's allow them to stay for the short while. One can say unbalanced compassion with common sense. In fact, it was a statement of insult to say so to a head of state. But they said that and went away. They who know Munkwa, Imani Africa, and others, all the civil society organizations, freely. There were absolute free expression in this country. But have we seen that under this current regime? No. There are issues that are begging for answers. Is the media asking the president those questions? Even Sabreya or Kodotonana, are they asking him? They are not asking him. Then, for instance, Abra, your boy JB Damkotuo, and Kopofan currency. NDC leaders were accused by the MPP for masterminding his murder. Have we asked President Akufo-Addo for the past 5 years why justice have not been served to that family? What about Adams Mahama? What about Adams Mahama, right? Almost Central, almost Upper East Regional Chairman. Adam Mahama, right? Adam Mahama, good. Besides that, I'm a Shwali, Muamu colleague, a practitioner. Yaboni Tuekunu. Have the media asked government so far where the investigation have gotten to, because this is a public interest issues. The issue of corruption, PDS. Yet, Odwe Babonti almost a Gabi Ocheda Kone, I want to flip a Yenshu. Omo negotiated the PDS shareholding structure of the PDS concessionary agreement. In any case, media house Ben Abusa Gabi Ocheda Kose, a voice by an Eodia. Have we asked him? Mahama was accused for practicing family and friends. Meanwhile, nani knew or Ben Kakra, a mame, Joyce Bob Muktari misses. Onu kwana na busheni or Ben Kakra, no one abem. But he was accused for running family and friends. Haven't we seen that in enormous proportion under President Akufo-Addo? We have asked him any question. Now, let's come to talk about the main issues I affecting.
You are suggesting, say, President Mahama de amfani busheni bia nadamfo bia ama into government.
Papa, so far as I know, the only person who happened to have some blood relations to President Mahama, Mama George Mukari, Mrs. Asa. That's the only person we know on public, or say on record. Besides that, why be Now, let's come to talk about governance. You see, when Mahama was in power, President Akufo-Addo Ebonu several times. The contract, those contract costs have been inflated. Obokronuum. Omaba Ben 5 years now. Has the media hold the government accountable to provide with evidence to the people? Say Mahama Ben and Pa Omu Sika. Contract to where this is the cost of money to so investigations. This is the outcome of those investigations. Therefore, we are going to commence prosecution. Have the media asked the government and the president himself? No. Look at Project Awomojaho. Mahama is decrying the abandonment of thousands of projects across the country. Lo and behold, those projects, they were not done by the money from President Mahama's pocket. Sorry, ni papa Imawaladama Mahama, wanjano na nchie ewo north. Eno ko tonsa na nchie no bole bamboy edebeye those projects no. Taso mampene Akufo-Addo. Ni papa Edward Akufo-Addo. Onu so wanjano koko wo chebi a wote se on kotin fa Ghana ho bra. E Ghana fosika. There's a Ghana fosika dia. Eni ka ye gina Ghana dimu ekwakọ boss Ghana ban. Amampene Akufo-Addo abochuchu road ato wa enchirima na ba betua no. Wo so de ye dwuma na be bo enchirima omoba no. Na so wo ya ban no betena konwa so. No what to say yes sample ndwuma na jaw. Na wo wia na wo patch say. For the past 5 years, we are hospital akanwurem. Afari akanwurem. abetifi akanyurem ɔsɛ sɔmanya yɛwie aninya so akanyurem those facilities no are for the people wɔn nti na ban kɔgye busua no wɔn nti na ban ayɛ saa project no ɛde bɛso mamanfoɔ no so yɛ ban no bɛtena konwa so a wie in any case sabi o sɛ president mahama ho dodo no a ɔbɛkɔ fɔmina kɔsa no ho yare wɔ hɔ ana no but the hospital there is for the people so yɛ ban no bɛtena konwa so na ɔsa hospitals ni mi wie a na ɔpa kyerɛ sɛ nipa na sisa areas no mu wu is that not it mene woka sɛ aban no ba konwa so ne assign no over 126 cocoa road project na nka wɔ sɛ ɛyɛ in all the cocoa growing areas across the country aban no bɛgye project ni na to hɔ ɛpam contractor for every side yɛwɔ akwan a na contractors no mode chippings first coat agu so a aka sɛ mode bitumen bɛgu so na yɛ ka akwan ma nipa afa so na sɛ na cars adi mu atrantwie aban no ba wɔ stop sa project ni na ɛnɛ ensu atɔ adwiri saa nwe ne nyinaa gu ma saa kwan no ɛnyɛ mu trouble biom ade ne di nkrɔfo abro saa but you think you are doing President Mahama you are doing the very people whose area this project were going to be commissioned or were going to be carried out because blocking the contract and preventing it from being completed no you are denying the people the quality of life these are issues we are talking about abane betina so waye no to which of the media house enabu some and penny those questions ayebia eba saying and for the past 5 years in mean kind say even 1 year yeah ended 1 year under the first term meet the press were afraid Tom Frebi what is the government afraid of and what is the president afraid of but it is up to you the media these issues of corruption eba you can 1-2 near jatuo hola ko kwejima menu COVID about kotono bragana fwa on the 19th March 2021 ukotna parliamentary committee enim e ka che omo say aban no be say COVID ndo no ye benya no not be above the market price
again na John Dramani Mahama opeso achieve by making those comments to the chiefs
fine he's making those comments to suggest that it's better late than never in any case you're the second term of Akufo-Addo government and we still have kind of 3 years to go is that not right fine so 3 years na kano mon fan twi aban no and that dwinin si nioma ono aka yeso na de wo say aban no ye no wo ye it's not mind boggling so man peni Akufo-Addo I think on the 24th of August or so 2020 one kasa mon launch mo party manifesto with vice president Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia bebe obi amichiano ejina mo MPP phone him can say mo ba mo besi harbor any state or the same airport e wo Cape Coast o man peni ko oni busa wa wo se dem nyame na me kan ye yan can say besi harbor e wo Cape Coast really by virtue of that admission on radio what was the president telling the people of Cape Coast Central region and the nation and the world in general you cannot be trusted or it was a smack of betrayal of another vice president and the people of Cape Coast are asking him Oba way who say airport no be sia ma omo but nana mo tena nkunyanwo from Ogwamantam say asasem po aban ne meje na campus the contract nimpo ya pesika de parliament ma parliament ajetum say yenkoye so in effect Omampeni took a car from Accra, went to Central Region just to go and lie to the people and come back. That's all. If not, so Omampeni, you see, the relationship between leaders and followers, no, a reciprocity. Is it reciprocity or something? Is that how they call it? It's reciprocal. Goes up and come back. Because there's absolutely nothing that we require from you. Except to ensure that you are being accountable to Yang by virtue of Wakato West. Na mampeni timi hwe Yang tima mufona nim. Na wo kan sa asab yo. Atro samwe ekire oman na. Na de ba de pa na ban ne pa kire. So in all, and there so be ni aban mu biom. It is out of place. It has been shown clearly the government doesn't care. What President Akufo-Addo cares is to satisfy his childhood fantasies of bathings in the air. They buy a gun for a boka, $20,000 an hour, £14,000 per hour, respectively. But second, or better form, no more money to pump out here, like as we speak over. Yet in the first year, of the second term can any MPP member or can the government tell us project burn a landmark project abine your can they tell us?
Final comment.
They have nothing to show. And the final comment that I make in say, over. From now on, there is absolutely no hope looking into the future because the future is very bleak. The future is very dark. Mampene Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia government, led by these two gentlemen, have wasted our 8 years for nothing. It's very unfortunate. Those years now, you waste no, you to recover. But the effect of their regime will take this country thousands of years to recover. However, the return of NDC government back to power will restore hope to the Ghanaian people again. We will revamp our state institutions, or more politicizing now, or more good in we will give them back their dignity again. We will restore confidence in the Ghanaian electorate. So that we say, "Otu aba yom ampenia." That's otu aba eya banya, and for sure also the next NDC government will work to restore the people and to make sure say Ghana babunu akeno for yata se monye dwuma no, your mama dwuma omaye because President Mahama proven that he can do that and he was doing it by virtue of schools and OC, hospitals and OC, akwanya no ye, ensure the nkura ka akwanya no yi ne nkania no de ko inano. It was in an effort of opening the country up, opening the countryside, and to linking the Ghanaian economy from the urban centers to the rural centers. No, so they Ghana ni ba bia be owo, ne be obetra no, obetuma ye adwuma, no we sika gu bottom, no aware, no awo mba, no sit down papa, anya ka bia tenem, no abo bra tenafia na ho ato. Na mom say ntukwan emfiri kroma enkodi abene onkrofo kroso. Let us not lose hope because by the grace of God, inshallah, we will get there.
Right. Haruna Kingsley Amaliba of the NDC and attending it. Say, okay, na high need 100.9 FM. Na yebeko fi ne fie ye ko ino. Ula koku mic na de yebeko. E from ADAKABRI Mahmudu Osioma. Usuneti need na ula koku mra.